Coming up on Popmockers, improve your life with a dash of Amazon. Facebook gets scalped. Inappropriate April Fools Pranks. And this just in. Indiana governor signed a new anti-gay law that has the rest of the country outraged. The only thing that could make this law worse is if it actually had anything anti-gay in it.
You're listening to the Popmockers Comedy Podcast. And here are your hosts, Chris Quant, Nate Henderson, and Chris Cowan.
Hey everybody, this is Popmockers. Did you guys know that this is the most offensive clean podcast on planet Earth? It's a show where we make fun of everything pop culture, social media, and each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll tune in.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. More than a feeling.
I'm Chris Cowan, and I'm a butch lesbian trapped in an effeminate man's body.
I'm Chris Quant. I'm a cross-dressing high-wire trapeze artist.
And I'm Nate Henderson, and I'm stuffed full of delicious carnitas fries.
Nice.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know.
I'm not sure yours is accurate, Nate.
Oh, trust me, it's accurate.
And you're about to find out here
It's far more accurate than any of yours.
in 5 minutes.
Hey, I want to give, once again, another special shout-out to our Patreon supporters. Christopher Battles, Isaac Chandler, Kathy Hansen, James Kennison, Alexander DeFreitas, and Francisco Ruiz. You can support us, too. You might be thinking, I love this show. This is the best show I've ever heard in my life, and I've only heard the first minute and a half. But it's the best. And I want to support these guys. Well, guess what? Good news for you. Head on over to patreon.com/breakroomstudios, and you can support us, too, via Patreon. And you get exclusive content and happy feelings and a Michael Flatley VHS tape. So,
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, no, sorry.
I might just contribute
What?
myself.
That's from my PBS pledge drive. Sorry.
Good, you're not going to take mine.
I got
Thank
confused there for a
goodness.
second. Got carried away.
Close call.
All right.
I was giving away the whole house.
It's going to be valuable.
You might be thinking, you know what, guys? Patreon's cool, but I want something a little more out of the deal. Well, guess what? If you are looking for hosting for your website, guys, this internet is not going away. It's happening. And if you are looking for a place to put your little piece of internet real estate, let me tell you, Bluehost is the way to go.
We got to write these out. No more ad-libbing the promos, Cowan.
What you got against that? It's a
Falling asleep
perfect
over here.
description. I'm getting into metaphors. I'm relating the intangible to the physical. Bluehost hosting. Head on over to popmockers.com/Bluehost. They've got smoking deals on website hosting, and you can sign up there through that link. And if you do, you will get an awesome hosting deal for a great price. Bluehost will get your business, and you'll be supporting this show as well.
All right.
Hey, guess what, guys? I got a voicemail. Did you guys know that you can send us voicemails?
No.
It's the truth. You can send us voicemails. If you go to our website, popmockers.com, there's a little link there on the side or elsewhere throughout the website where you can leave us a voicemail.
I'd like to start getting more of those.
Yeah,
There
me
used
too.
to be a time when we could play
They're fun.
one on the
Yeah.
podcast, and
If you do,
I miss
try
them.
to keep it under a minute. But yeah.
But you can be as vulgar as possible.
No.
no. Is that not? No.
Really?
Okay.
No.
Full of sexual
Not-
innuendos?
Not so much.
At least euphemisms, something like that. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Maybe euphemisms.
Yeah. Keep it under a minute, right?
Exactly.
And just talk
Hey
about
guys,
anything.
this is Joe Cowan, Christopher Cowan's younger brother, and I just wanted to kind of drop a voicemail and say how much I appreciate listening to your guys' episodes of just some of the best quality comedy and shenanigansery, which is, I'm pretty sure that's not a word. But just wanted to say thank you guys. I listen to you guys at work. I do a lot of data entry, so it gives me plenty of time to just zone out while I'm listening to you guys rant and rave about the latest and stupidest things that people post. I do want to apologize for saying, for my post on Star Wars, that was mentioned about where I put the Emperor Strikes Back. I have learned. I've repented, and I do know that it is the Empire. The Empire Strikes.
So I called him out a couple episodes ago because he had made some kind of post about how much he loves Star Wars, but he called it The Emperor Strikes Back.
Wow, that's like something Quant would say.
I know, right?
That's like
What? Did you get that joke?
What
I don't
movie
know
are we
if
talking
Quant
about
even
again?
got that
oh,
joke.
don't. It's okay. It's just
It's Star Trek?
It was
Is this
this
a Star
little.
Trek
It was this
reference?
little movie in the 70s and 80s.
It's like
Don't worry about it.
Stargate,
It's fine.
but
Is it like Next
different.
Generation?
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
Was
yeah.
the Borg in this one? 'Cause
Yes.
I really like them.
Yes,
Definitely
definitely.
the Borg.
Okay.
Darth Borg. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Back. I stopped there because I had to verify that I wasn't saying it wrong. Anyway, Star Wars is awesome. Everyone knows that, except for Chris Quant. But God creates all kinds of people, so that's the only way I can justify that. Anyways, I just wanted to thank you guys just for being awesome. Keep doing what you do, and yeah. So,
All right.
leg, I guess.
Thanks, Joe, for your kind words to all of us except for Quant.
Drunk voicemail.
See, more like that.
Drunk.
More like that.
Joe, I zoned out halfway through your voicemail.
Oh,
man.
shut
Oh,
up.
come on!
Yeah.
Just because we
You're just
equated
sensitive.
Yeah.
Because you've never seen The Emperor Strikes Back.
Yeah, I missed that one.
That's like the secret kind of spin-off one,
Yeah,
you know.
it's the Easter
How,
egg.
how the
Yeah.
Empire got
No,
its groove back.
but actually, did you guys hear they're actually coming out? They're gonna do some spin-off movies
Yes.
that aren't direct.
No,
like,
they're
not sequels.
Star Wars Galaxy. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's gonna be
Star
awesome.
Wars
They're gonna do
universe.
like what they did with Marvel, but with Star Wars.
Pretty sick because there's a lot of good stuff to earth
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you shut up? Don't even try.
Sure.
It's gonna be awesome. All right, let's kick things off with.
Weekly updates.
This is a part of the show where we talk about what's new, what's been happening recently. So, what's new, guys? What's happening?
Nate?
Quant, go right ahead.
I have to preface this with the three of us just went out for dinner and just had
Yeah.
a massive dinner and a
Just
beer.
a huge.
And so if
meal.
there's any lapse in conversation, it's because we're probably nodding off halfway through.
Our
the
entire
pod.
bodies
Like, I-
are like
I can think about nothing but digesting.
Like I
food
said,
all
right now.
energy is
Start
going
stuff
towards
full
our
of
digestive
fries
system.
and
This
beer and
glassed over look
Sandwiches
on
and-
Nate's face, and I'm sure on
No,
mine.
it's-
Oh, it's intense. I feel like I'm running a marathon, but it's in my stomach.
Thank God we're standing. This week is a holy, very holy of holy weeks, and I kicked off this week.
April Fools.
April
yep,
Fools,
it is a
yes.
very,
Yeah, it's a very
it's a
cherished-
sacred.
Yeah.
Sacred. Is that what you're
I
talking about?
kicked off this week attending my parents' church. I've never been to my parents' church before.
Wow.
Yeah, Scientology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. then.
Which just
I'll give you a pass.
Which happens to be the same church that Nate and his lovely wife Megan attend.
Yes.
So we got to hang out on Sunday morning.
was awesome.
Nate and I were there, and it turns out that there is a
Wait,
guy.
they go to your church? You said?
No. He.
I
Yeah.
went to my parents' church.
Yes.
Keep the thread count.
Okay.
And that's the same church,
Church
that Nate
that
and Megan go
Megan
to.
and I go to.
My parents attend the same church as
Yeah.
Nate and Megan.
Okay, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
Why are you
What?
re-clarifying what I already said?
Well,
Because you asked it as a question.
You didn't exactly.
You're like,
state
blah, blah,
it.
blah,
You
blah, blah.
Just asked
It's
the
a question.
All you have to do is say yes. What you just said is true.
No,
you
what you
heard me
said was
correctly.
You
Shut
said
your
you-
face. Shut your face. Tell your story.
I don't want to tell my story now.
Well, you're
No,
just-
no. Come on.
You're droning on and on longer than Joey's
Just
voicemail. and
focus on me. Just focus on me. Good
I wanna
thoughts.
take a nap.
Good thoughts.
All I wanna
Just-
do is
just-
take a
just-
nap.
Just talk to me.
So there happens to be a guy there that I have not seen or talked to for over 6 years.
Yeah.
And it was some surprise because halfway through the church service, I leaned over to Nate and I said, "Hey, is that who I think it is?" And he's like, "Yeah." So after church, the guy walks up to us. Nate, you and I are talking, and Megan's there. We're kind of forming the circle in the back of the church there. And he walks over to me. He says, "Hey, how's it going?" And we used to be friends a long time ago.
Yeah.
And
You're
my
like,
mouth.
hey, you.
Hey there.
No, I knew his
partner.
name, so I didn't have to fake his name. I knew at least that much. But he said, "Hey, how's it going?" And before I could even think about what I was saying, I went into the story. And I just said, oh, man, going really well.
Oh,
My
no.
AA's working really good. I've got a sponsor now, and I just got custody of the kids back, so the rage issues have gone down.
Oh, no, and then he's like, I went through all that for
No,
real.
so
That would have been
no,
awesome.
So standing across from, it's
You're
almost
like,
similar
"Thanks,
like
thanks."
that. I see Megan, Nate's wife. Her eyes are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger as I'm telling this story, and she's like trying to cut me off. She's giving me that no, stop what you're saying right now. And I'm like, what, Megan? You got something to say? Like, just totally out loud. And she's
Why are
like,
you kicking me under the table?
what is happening right now? And she's like,
That hurts.
she's like,
Please stop.
And Megan, she just gets this serious look like I've not really seen on Megan's face ever before, like this
Oh my
horrified
God.
seriously. She says, that's actually half of this church is made up of people from AA, and it's a really big deal
Lots
around
of
here.
recovery.
And
Big
people
recovery
struggle with
church.
it. And I'm just talking blah blah blah
my
in this
gosh.
echoey room. It's just echoing all over the place, and she's just
You
like,
thought you'd start April Fools early.
yeah, and so I'm thinking I'm just being silly and hilarious. Meanwhile, the dude that I'm talking to has no idea, so he thinks I'm being serious at
so
the
you've
same
got
time.
a double whammy. So
Well, 'cause
this
he's
guy,
totally
he's
used
like-
to
he's
that
like,
at that
oh,
church.
yeah. So
Yeah, he's
Quan's
like-
friend who he
That's
hasn't
why
seen
Nate
for
started
6 years.
going there.
Yeah. Who? Yeah. So Quan's friend thinks that Quan is just completely fallen off the
my
beaten
gosh.
path.
Meanwhile, Megan's eyes are just getting wider and
Meanwhile,
wider.
the
and wider.
entire church that Quan is guest appearing
Now that I'm
at
just
here
guessing
is,
at it, and I've completely offended the entire church body. And,
Yeah.
those are my parents over there. They raised me.
Meanwhile,
Oh my gosh.
4 people in the corner just simultaneously burst into tears. No reason whatsoever.
That lady over there started drinking again just because she figured what's not worth it.
She just flicks her chip into the air. Well, don't need that anymore.
That sports bottle didn't have water in it, buddy. That's vodka.
Oh my
So,
god.
it was a way to make a first impression at Nate's church. It was,
Wow.
Welcome.
Yeah, so
Welcome, sir.
completely mortified
Yeah,
your
no
wife and
worries.
probably half the people.
No
there.
worries, no worries.
Nice.
you're welcome.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like going to like a, I don't know, human trafficking recovery place and being like, oh yeah, I've been hooking for the past 3 years.
Just kidding.
I was a pimp. I mean, I got 3 girls in the car right now. I'm getting over it, but
Wow.
Two of them
I gotta,
are. Hey,
That's
I gotta
dark.
make my
Hey,
money somehow.
2 of them are alive. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Oh, that's dark.
Come on.
that is dark.
Oh, terribly sorry. I didn't realize there was that. Yeah.
Cowan.
You know, some people have standards, Nate.
Really? Let me know when you see one.
Some people have
and
standards.
nobody in this room.
Nobody in this
I'm
room.
assuming somebody. I'm assuming.
You're like, I'm really hoping.
There's got to be somebody
I've heard that there's people.
Survey says. eh.
So not a whole lot for me, really. But I did update the look of the website. You'll notice the look and the logo of
Like
our
the new
podcast.
logo, sir.
It's looking a little retro because that's in with the kids these days. Is retro. So
retro, it's nowtro.
I took it
That's
retro, and so that was
Some
fun.
call us the pop hipsters.
Should we get into the woods, or should we just
Nope.
let that
I
conversation
think the
die?
bonus footage from
All
that
right.
segment last
Nope,
week
I'm
said
pretty
it
jaded
all.
by that
I think
whole-
so.
That whole segment.
Instead, do we want to talk about the show that we were all privy, that we were all had the privilege of attending?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
a
we
few
can talk
weeks
about
back.
that. Yeah.
Perhaps you don't have any idea what I'm talking about.
Do you know what he's talking about at all?
What are you talking about?
Talking about a
We
little
all saw
thing
it.
called Marvel
Marvel
Universe
Universe.
Live.
Yeah, Marvel
We all went
Universe
and saw
Live.
Jeez.
Yes.
Which we all
Even
had
I
the-
knew what he was
which
talking
we all had
about.
the privilege of taking our sons to.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really fun.
And
At the Power Sleep Arco Toyota Arena.
Toyota train
Yes.
arena.
Yeah, that was
What was your take on it, Calvin? I was curious because we didn't really have a chance to. I mean, we talked a little bit
we
about
never
it.
really
so
talked
let's
about it, did
in
we?
case anybody's not aware. So it's this live production,
Yeah, it's like a
live stage production with all the major Marvel superheroes and villains.
I think it tours, so I'm pretty sure everybody's maybe heard of it or at least seen an ad
yeah,
for it.
yeah.
So.
But so anyways, it's this obviously big production, flashy lights and all that stuff. And it was a really fun.
you had all the
kid show.
characters.
Yeah,
You had
we each.
Iron Man
Yeah.
and Loki.
I thought
and...
if for kids,
Yeah.
it was probably amazing.
Yeah.
Like, and there was some stuff they did that was pretty impressive. Anytime you set a guy on fire
yeah, that was
on
pretty
a
sick.
stage show, that's pretty
Hey,
awesome.
look,
Like,
they
that's
were
pretty
on
cool.
motorcycles
That's
doing
true.
backflips. All right,
That's true.
How many times
It had
do you
some pretty
see-
cool stunts.
How do you,
Let me ask you this, though.
Wolverine doing a backflip on a motorcycle,
Let me ask you this. You know, considering the price of just the tickets for the nosebleed seats,
which we were very much a part
you know
of.
this show is cleaning up,
Oh, yeah.
obviously.
Oh,
It's a
yeah,
huge
yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
So, was there any justification as for some of those costumes? Is it just me, or did they skimp on just a few things?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Okay.
From where I was sitting, which was very far away.
Did anybody? No.
It
All the
looks quite-
superheroes.
We don't all
look
have
pretty
your
awesome.
telescopic vision.
No, listen. What did you feel about Doc Ock?
Oh, that was rough.
All right, explain
Okay.
what they did for Doc Ock.
So for Dr.
Oh, yeah.
Octopus, I was thinking, okay, they're probably going to have like different strings attached.
Yeah,
Or at least
That's
like
right.
stiffen up the tentacles with some
Right.
kind of wire inside.
Sure.
Instead, he's basically like holding on to two of the arms.
The others are temporarily attached to like a little curtain thing. So
Yeah.
they're just kind of.
Yeah, he didn't move very much, did he?
There. He kind of was stationary,
Yeah.
and then when he did have the tentacles, he would just kind of grabbed one in his hand
Yeah.
and just started flicking it
Yeah.
at people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a
Pretty
bit
awesome.
rough.
Yeah.
It was a bit rough.
And then there was the
That was
lizard.
rough.
There was the lizard from
the lizard
Spider-Man.
was, yeah.
He was a little rough.
He was a dude. He was a
Yeah.
dude with
Come
a
on.
lizard head on.
Maybe just
yeah.
invest a little bit more. I
Yeah.
don't know.
They're like, you know what? Until Sony gives us back the rights, we're not going to invest a lot in the Spider-Man
That's very
franchise
true. But
here.
Sony gave up
Green
rights,
Goblin
right?
was
Sony
pretty
gave up
sick.
rights.
No, I think they got some partnership thing.
Oh, okay. They
Oh.
got a partnership sort of thing.
But
Green Goblin was awesome.
Green Goblin was good.
Green Goblin was really cool.
Yeah. He had
his little
They had
goblin
the hovercraft.
thing. Yeah.
And look, I know you can only do so much with Hulk.
Dude, Hulk got the biggest applause of the
That was the
night.
biggest.
I'm well aware. It was kind of Hulk Frankenstein. It just used the
Yeah.
limitations of the
Yeah.
costume. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
Who do you think was the most popular character with everybody, like the audience and everybody there? I'm going to judge it by T-shirt sales of what I saw people
who knows
wearing.
then.
Ooh, T-shirt sales. That's tough. I'm gonna say Superman.
It was Captain America.
Superman.
They had
Captain
a lot
America.
of Superman T-shirts there.
Are
It
you
was a Marvel
serious?
event, but I saw a lot of
Did
Superman
you?
T-shirts.
Really?
People just don't get
pirated.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
America.
I thought Wolverine was pretty sick.
Yeah.
The
I don't know,
Wolverine was
like
cool.
as far as, but
Yeah.
Iron Man they made do a lot of cool stuff with his jetpacks and all that
Yeah,
other stuff. So.
they had a lot of cool like light effects and stuff.
They did.
Well, and you know the biggest part was we went with our kids
yeah.
who are all. How old is Jordan? He's the
7.
seven
Ethan
and
was-
younger.
Ethan was
So
8.
and so that was the real fun, was seeing how excited and blown away
Oh,
they
totally.
were. the whole
they
time.
were
No,
just-
if you have kids and you're at all any fan of comics, I would recommend this show 100%.
I don't know if you guys could see it where you were
Yeah.
sitting. We were high enough up because they had people are flying everywhere, so they've got
Oh, sure.
rigging above the stage, above
Sure.
the floor, where these guys are hooking on their own hooks.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's kind of cool seeing all the shadowed
on the
characters
Statue
out there.
of Liberty when they unhooked and were running around.
Yeah.
Did you guys get sweaty palms at all?
Yo,
I was
oh,
freaking
dude, if
out
I
a
was
bit.
one
I'm
of
like,
the- yeah,
dude,
there's-
Spider-Man's gonna fall.
there's
He's
no
gonna
way
go,
I
and
could-
he's not gonna
yeah.
get caught. But it was so funny because we're up high enough that we can see the stage hands up in the rigging.
Yeah.
And it's like during the show, and these dudes are like on their phones. Like,
That's funny.
You're gonna drop somebody 30 feet down
Yeah.
to the stage. Can
When
you pay
I
attention
told you,
a little bit?
I told you at the near the end, Loki got kind of caught.
Did he really? I didn't
Yeah.
see that.
Oh, I didn't
And
see
so,
that.
like, the stagehands were really trying to, like,
Really
get
try
him
to pull him up
yeah,
in there?
trying to
Yeah.
pull him up.
That's funny.
Just like, get him out of there.
Get him up!
Get him out of there.
Dude, but you cannot be scared of heights if you're one because
No.
those guys were flying.
I don't
like,
think
up into
I
the-
would ever, I don't care how much you pay me, I don't think I could ever fall off a scaffolding into an air mattress,
Yeah.
air bag, or whatever.
Oh, no way, dude.
I just don't trust it at
Yeah,
all.
when Spider-Man did that, that was his big
Dude,
hook, wasn't it?
whoever they got to do Spider-Man must be like some martial arts like
And it
genius.
was-
The dude was
Oh,
doing
yeah, he was-
ridiculous like
it was pretty,
flips
like
and kicks.
upside
and,
down and all
yeah,
that.
it was pretty sick.
Halfway, I think it was probably.
I'd say the acting wasn't amazing.
Well,
it
here's the
felt a
thing.
little bit like watching Power Rangers.
So here's the thing.
Oh, for sure.
So we're sitting in separate sections. So you guys are sitting together, and me and
know
our
what
other
you're gonna-
brother-in-law
I know
are
what you're gonna
sitting
say.
somewhere else. And so about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes into the show, I text you guys, hey, do their voices sound canned at all? Is this just a recording and they're just doing these big actions to the vocal tracks?
Was that a real question?
Yeah.
I think it was a legitimate question.
Okay.
I couldn't see close enough their faces. I couldn't see if they were mic'd or
I
not.
thought
No,
you
of
were
course it's all pre-recorded.
I thought you were
Yeah.
honestly joking.
No,
and so
I was
just
like, I tried
responded
to think
with,
it out.
no,
not at all. And then after that, I'm like, well, of course it's recorded.
Yeah.
How are they gonna? That's
Yeah.
not live sound.
No,
Yeah.
otherwise it'd be like,
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Yeah, like,
do that.
Geez, how is Iron Man's voice coming so clearly through that
So
big
crystal
old
clear and
helmet
smooth.
that he's wearing? Yeah.
So we have a birthday.
What?
Way to go, Quant.
Thank you.
Yes.
No.
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 Nate.
Looking at you, fella.
Happy
What?
belated
Hey,
birthday.
Yeah.
I got you a gift. Would you like to open it
It's
now?
carnitas fries.
Yes, I got you carnitas fries for your
That's
birthday.
very generous. Well, it's up to you. Did you want me to take
Yeah, do it
time
now.
to open it on the podcast?
Do it on the air.
Party,
Do it on the
party.
air.
My
It's right over there.
gosh. Woo! Yay!
Nate, I got you this gift.
Oh, thanks, Quant.
I want you to savor
That's
it.
so considerate. You know, Quant, you're always thinking one step ahead, buddy.
Mine is this.
Do you like how I wrote your name?
That was super small and lowercase.
That's what he
It
thinks.
means
of
I
you.
care.
Oh, this is great. A card is a cop pulling over a man of the cloth. Yes, Reverend, have you been drinking? The priest says, just water, officer. Cop, then why do I smell wine? The preacher, good Lord, he's done it again. That's awesome. Have a miraculous birthday.
Ah, that's good.
Thank
That's a
you
good one,
very
Kellen.
much, Kellen. I like that card. That's fantastic. All right, what do we have here? Oh, a scented candle. That's amazing. Oh, no, this is a sound bot.
Okay, so check this out.
What is
Wow.
this?
I got you this because it's something I actually want. Hint, hint, my birthday.
Okay.
So it's a
it just passed.
it's a Bluetooth shower speaker.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So you like
fantastic.
suction it to your shower.
Oh, no.
In your shower. And,
That's great.
And before you hop in, you set your phone to play
you
to
can listen
it.
to your podcast. You can listen
Yes.
to this podcast
You can listen
while
to
you're
this
showering?
podcast
That's
with the
fantastic.
soundbot.
That's awesome.
Order
This
yours
is-
today. I should set up an affiliate
This
link.
is great.
Yeah.
I'll let you borrow this whenever you want.
Oh, thanks. I'll just come in and when we take our normal shower together. I'll
Oh, that
just-
makes sense.
Yeah,
Then yeah, it's
I figure.
2 for 1.
It's something we can both enjoy. It's really for you, for me.
That's very considerate,
Oh, that's
Kellen.
funny.
I love it.
That's funny.
Thank you, sir. Very awesome.
Nice. That's a great. All
All right, happy
Wasn't that
birthday
cool?
to me.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
That's
Next
awesome.
subject.
Yeah. All right.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I think we spent enough time talking about superheroes and
Nate's birthday.
My shower with Nate. Moving on.
Pop drops.
This is part of the show where we talk
That
about
sounded like a book title.
my shower,
My shower
with Nate.
like Tuesdays with Maury. but
It's
shower
it's
with
going to be my autobiography.
My
Our
shower.
joint autobiography.
By
It's going to be our bi-autobiography.
Forward by Nicholas Sparks.
What segment are we on again?
Pop Drops. This is a part of the show where we talk about what's new in pop culture, modern society, what trends are happening. There's this new thing I just heard about, and it's called the Amazon Dash button. And it is the craziest thing ever. So they actually announced it right before April 1st. So they just announced it the day before we're recording this. And so everybody thought, oh, this is some
Yeah.
kind of early like April Fool's
But it's
prank.
legitimate.
But it's actually it's a legitimate thing. So what it is, it's this tiny little tab that you just you put it on your you can put it anywhere. It's this tiny little like oval shaped thing with a button on it and like a picture of the product you want.
Nice.
And you just put it in different spots throughout the house. And what it is is if you run out of coffee, you just push. You're starting to run out of coffee. You push that button; it'll automatically order more coffee for you.
What?
Or if you're like doing the laundry, and you suddenly realize, oh, I'm low on laundry detergent, you can have this button in your laundry room, and just be like, oh, I need more
Wait, what
Tide.
is this button like?
That's
Is it like
crazy.
the Staples Easy button? What
Yes.
What does it look like?
Yeah. No, it's seriously like that. It's it's so crazy. Let me see if I can if this video will work. The video doesn't really help much.
Don't let running out ruin your rhythm. Introducing the Amazon Dash button for Prime members, a simple way to reorder the important things you always run low on so you'll never run out. Set it up to order what you want, then press it when you're running low. Get an order alert on your phone so it's easy to cancel if you change your mind. And with Prime shipping, you'll get new products delivered to your door before you run out and never miss a beat.
So you can basically place these little buttons
Oh my gosh.
Like, how big would you say that is? What would you compare that to? That's
smaller
like,
than a Post-it note. I mean, it's like a lifesaver, like a roll of lifesavers. Or
yeah,
something like
it's
that.
like half the size of a Post-it note, and you can stick it throughout your house, and so you can have it in one in the laundry room for Tide,
oh my gosh.
another in your
so
bathroom for toilet paper.
Who's going to be the one to point out the major flaw in this little design here?
I'll let you go first.
Who wants to go
No,
first?
I'll let you go first.
No, I mean, it's a great idea.
You get a notification immediately on your phone.
Okay. That's
as soon as you press the button, it sends a notification
all right,
to your phone.
that'll
It's recorded.
eliminate the small child going,
Well,
hey, look
no.
at this button.
Nope,
That just
there's-
means you're
they've got
getting
another
5,000
safeguard
times.
for that.
Oh, do they really?
You can only press it once until it's arrived.
It's like the morphing button at the hospital. You gotta limit it.
You really press it.
Once every
Yeah.
couple hours only.
Yeah.
So you're sitting next to the toilet, you press it, you get one roll of toilet paper. You got to wait for that to come. And then you
Okay,
can
so
press
they're
it
they're
again.
trying to think of some safety measures
All right,
then
fair
for,
enough.
for
Somebody's
children
thought
in
through
the
the
house.
small
Yeah, so
child
they've
thing.
actually thought through some of that.
All right, I'll give them
Although
that. I'll give them that.
potentially you could still, every time it gets delivered, your small child could press it again.
Sure.
And then as soon as it gets
Why
delivered,
do we
so you
have
can
so much
stock up.
laundry
And-
detergent?
But you'll get a notification and you
There
can
are
cancel
some
it,
people
so.
too that do not like to use email through their phone
Yeah.
and might check like once a day, once every other day. They're gonna
Yeah.
see that something's been shipped.
Man,
Yeah.
a lot of Amazon deliveries.
Yeah. But I think they're going to make a buttload of money off of that because
Yeah?
it's a pretty
So
good
what-
idea.
is
I don't know
thing
that
like
we'll
Wi-Fi
do it, but-
enabled.
Yeah.
that little button's just a
It
Wi-Fi
just
enabled
connects to your
thing.
Wi-Fi.
Wow.
It's the government. It's the government
Yeah.
putting listening
Yeah, I was
devices.
gonna say,
really what
I'm
it is.
pretty sure they have an audio
Usually
device
tracking
in there.
that.
Yeah.
No, it's great. And if you want, you don't even have to press the button. You can just be talking to your spouse about,
Exactly.
hey, how you're low on it, and it will
Yeah, I'm
automatically send it to you.
Did you hear about those TVs, Nate? Those Samsung TVs that would listen. It's listening to your conversations all the time, and it's sending it to a third party because the smart TV,
Because it's always listening
it's
for
always listening
you
for words
to be
that will
giving you
trigger
the
it.
command. Yeah.
But what's happening is your conversation, if this thing is on, is sending all this data to a third party.
Yeah.
And it's trying to pick up on words. So
Great.
your conversations are going
Great.
through the TV.
So if I'm hanging out with my buddy and I make a joke about gay Eskimo porn, then
Exactly.
Samsung's just going to start projecting that up on the screen.
That's
Is that
right.
all right?
That's right.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Some people may knock on your door and say,
Well, that's
"Hey,
fantastic.
We're taking a survey," and then
Yeah.
you disappear.
We're taking a survey. I mean, it's like what? Actually, the latest Xbox was they kind of championed that too until everybody started getting really freaked out. Then they
Well,
really
did you hear
dialed
about
it
like
back.
when the Xbox Connect first came out,
Well, yeah,
and it would
it
do
was always on.
and it would
Yeah.
and the video camera
Oh yeah, the video was always recording.
like. And did you hear about that one
Yep,
guy?
Yep.
So what happened was there's this one guy. So it will film you and then it'll take pictures while you're doing like the
Yeah.
exercises for the video game.
Unless you like said something on the thing.
And it
I mean,
would
that's default.
automatically set one of those pictures as your avatar on your Xbox Live
And
profile.
this dude like doing all of his exercises.
buck
Naked.
naked.
Yeah.
And so it just posted a picture of him doing his exercise buck naked as his avatar without asking him.
As his avatar,
First.
that's the best part too.
It's so
They're
great.
just like, this is James from Wisconsin.
Is it buck naked or butt naked?
I always thought it was butt naked.
Yeah.
But it is buck naked.
Yeah.
Buck.
Yeah.
It's like duck.
I like
That
buck.
is
duck.
that is
I like
the
saying
official
buck
nomenclature.
naked.
All right. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Like if you were a buck out in the wild.
Now, if you said bare butt naked,
Yes.
There
that-
you
that's-
go.
yeah.
Context.
but you got to have that bear in there.
context.
Yes.
I get
Because bears' butts are naked.
you. Yep.
Obviously,
That's
if
What
there's
it-
one thing,
that's what it means,
If there's
right?
one thing the Charmin commercials taught us,
yeah.
We love strawberries.
Going swimming in my new Speedo.
Anybody want to join my
Facebook police.
This is a part of the show where we peruse Facebook for social network faux pas. And we make fun of people.
always.
Idiots.
So, you guys hear about this this baseball team called the Washington Redskins?
Racist.
Yes.
How dare you say that term, sir?
So obviously it's-
Baseball team called the Washington Redskins.
that's what I'm sticking with.
Baseball.
baseball too. It involves a ball in sports. Do you know of any other sports ball?
The sad thing
games
is,
like
Nate,
that?
is I didn't even catch that.
You know, he got me a Bluetooth speaker, so I'm just
I
gonna
didn't even
shut up.
catch that.
I'm gonna shut up.
All right.
pathetic.
So the Washington Redskins. Obviously, there's a lot of controversy.
Out of Saskatchewan.
I'm just curious, gentlemen, what sports are the Washington Redskins a part of?
Polo.
God,
Water polo.
It's bocce ball, right?
you better freaking tell me the actual answer right now, or we're gonna have some
it's bocce
serious
ball.
problems.
Cricket.
It's bocce ball.
Cricket.
I'm going with. Is it bowling?
It's soccer.
Soccer. Okay, it's soccer.
Americanized soccer, though.
Not football.
Not football.
All right, go ahead.
I'd picture them more playing polo.
Flip and go.
I said polo 30 seconds ago. It's lacrosse.
All right.
Rugby?
Just
Bingo?
He's asking because he doesn't know.
Ah, funny.
All right, so there's all these people, and I can't help but notice
They
that
play the Washington Nationals. It's a fun game. Go ahead.
most of the people in general who are talking about this controversy
okay.
on both sides, for the most part, are white as the day is young.
As the driven snow.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny, like, oh, it's not offensive. Yes, it is. Oh, it's not offensive. Yes, it is. How would you ask an actual Native American? But if you actually, so what's funny is like all the memes surrounding this, because people are so passionate about you shouldn't make them change their name and all that stuff, and then some of the memes just don't quite nail the concept on the head. So somebody posted this. It's a picture with words. I don't know if you've seen those on Facebook, but they're quite popular.
Occasionally. Just occasionally.
Think about it. Laugh for the day. The federal government, which has Tomahawk cruise missiles and Apache, Blackhawk, Kiowa, and Lakota helicopters, and used the codename Geronimo in the attack that killed Osama bin Laden, officially object to the name of the Washington Redskins. Really?
Boom!
Yeah, you
your
made
face.
your point.
In your
Because that's a
face.
fair comparison, right? Right, guys?
In your face!
Right?
Totally.
Do you guys
Enough
see
said.
any
Mic
possible hole in that logic? I sure don't.
Nope.
So and
Especially when playing baseball.
thankfully a couple of the people responded pretty swiftly to that. Well, yeah, what you have there are three actual tribes, not like Redskins, which
Right.
isn't exactly a tribe.
Right.
You have two revolutionaries, and you have a weapon. And the last one's just a racial slur. Or at best, not a politically
Yeah,
correct
not a
term
very-
for Native Americans.
Exactly.
Wouldn't Black Hawk be a racial slur as
Ooh,
well?
yes.
Oh.
Should be African American hawk.
That's right.
True.
So, yeah, all of these are the proper names of people or tribes or things, as opposed to Redskins.
And isn't hawk an offense in the bird community?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be feathered bird?
Yeah.
African American
Why say
feathered
hawk?
bird.
Yes.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
people. You people.
If there was an NFL team named which NFL that stands for,
National Baseball League.
right? So if there was a if
Well,
there was
because
a
the F
national
gets
if there was a
substituted.
national
F
foosball
is silent.
team
Foosball team. That's what I was thinking.
named the Sambos or the Darkies,
Oh, jeez.
Watch your language, fella.
we wouldn't have a debate about it.
Probably not.
Yeah. So
Good job
it's
leaving that last one out.
yeah, I left that last one. out.
Edit.
So it's really funny. Like, you know what? You can. I don't care. I don't watch much rugby, so it
What
doesn't
if we
affect
just
me.
took color out of everything? Just so nobody could be offended by anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Feathered birds. Let's just substitute color out of things.
I
It'd
think we should just start shooting monochromatic missiles wherever we want.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yes. That's what we should
Don't
do.
call it black plague. Just call it terrible plague.
Just call it
Just something really, really bad.
Just
you're
call
about
it the
to
bad
have.
sick time.
Yeah, the bad sick time. Yeah.
It's just, I don't. It's really funny. Like tomahawk. Yeah, that's just as offensive as Redskins. Totally the same thing. Yes.
Sure.
Nice. All right, we got another one. Hey, this one features Joe, but no, Joe, you're not being called out for anything you did wrong.
That's right.
So Joe actually recently he's a writer, and he started a Facebook group for writers.
Cool.
And the conversations have been great. And so he posted a question for discussion. Number 1 all-time favorite authors. Go.
Nicholas Sparks, hands down.
First response. Jesus.
Mic drop.
The trump card. That is what we call the trump card.
How much writing did Jesus do?
He wrote in the sand one time.
That's true, he did.
But nobody knows what he wrote.
Do you
It
think
wasn't
maybe
recorded.
he carved graffiti in some of the furniture he created?
Probably.
By JC?
Maybe they're just
Made
they're
by
just
JC.
assuming in faith that whatever he wrote in the sand was the best work of writing ever, and therefore Jesus is the best author.
So you don't think they were referring to the Bible?
I do think they were referring to the
I'm
Bible.
sure they were trying to refer to the Bible. Jesus is quoted a lot in the Bible.
Well, and yes, and the scripture is God breathed according to
Perhaps
the word. So
there was a Holy Ghost writer.
So 2 things that strike me as wrong with this.
Okay, here we go.
One is, first of all, Jesus.
just want to make sure everybody who's watching on the webcam, you can see the glow behind Calvin.
There are-
I just want to make sure you can see the glow behind him before he talks about this topic. All right.
I ought to know. This halo is proof. So this, Jesus, there are no recorded works of writing written by Jesus. You can argue that the Bible was written by God, but it wasn't. It was written by men who Christians believe were being directed by God. But Jesus did not write anything that we currently have.
The aforementioned
Texas,
Holy
too.
Ghost writer.
Technicality.
Yes.
That's the first problem.
Technicality.
Second, he's not your favorite author. He's just not. First of all, because he didn't write anything, and second of all, you're just using you're the guy everybody hates because you have to Jesus juke everything. Do you know what a Jesus juke is?
I have a feeling you're about to
I
tell
bet you
us.
that's not even the guy's real name.
It's a term I learned, and it's the best term ever because it's for whenever you're having a conversation that's a normal conversation, and somebody has to make it about Jesus. And hey, I'm a Christian. We're all Christians here. It's great to talk about Jesus, and we're not like opposed to having conversations or bringing him up in conversations. It's great when that happens naturally. But if you have some kind of like burden where anytime anybody asks a question, it has to be Jesus, 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 then you're not being a real person.
It's like you can't argue with it, right? Like, who's
Yeah.
going to argue with Jesus? It's like, well, God told me that you're fat, so I can't argue with God now, can I? If God told you, you just played your trump card, didn't you?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what's your favorite color? The color of Jesus is dying on the cross for my sins.
It's probably all sorts of colors.
Crimson red, in case you need to know the actual answer.
Happy Easter, everybody.
It's like, think of any question. There's a way to just Jesus juke it, and it's not going to make people actually want to talk to you.
Engage in discussion.
Yeah, because you're not going to have anything new to say. You're not going to have anything
Can we
real
say
to
this
say.
guy's name? I know we don't say
No.
people's names
No, we're
on
not
this
gonna say
show,
his
but
name.
just that name alone is just that answer would come from somebody with that name.
It's just
Which that's not even his real
He
name.
knows who he
Come on.
is.
Yeah.
He knows
Yeah.
who he is.
But so that's don't Jesus juke people. Don't Jesus juke.
Lest Jesus juke you. Wait, that didn't sound right. I apologize for that.
All right, moving on. This is the part of the show where we talk about a topic. That's why it's called a weekly topic.
Oh, that's why. Oh, yeah, okay.
Man,
What?
never thought of that before.
Did you guys go 57 episodes without knowing that?
Slow
This
as
is
the
episode 57. I didn't say that this week.
Wow.
You didn't.
Totally
you didn't
forgot.
announce the number.
Well, here we are.
Totally
You did
forgot.
now.
I got all thrown off because last week somebody forgot to hit record. He shall remain nameless.
Sally!
He shall remain nameless.
Way to go, Quant.
Yeah.
And
that remote record button that I have.
Yep. And so the podcast didn't get recorded. So if you are a Patreon supporter, though, you can actually see what did get captured on video.
I think you should. Don't get me
in our
wrong. I
Patreon
want to.
page.
I want to.
They've had first rights.
I want to
think we
benefit
need
our
to release
Patreon.
it.
I think eventually you definitely want to release that to the masses.
Then we will.
Do I?
We will,
Yeah, I definitely
if you
do.
don't, I will.
definitely do.
You
No,
think-
no, give it a little bit more time.
You think it was good enough to release to the masses?
I think
He's-
it was.
he's
it was,
upset
it was,
because
it
he
was,
got
it was,
schooled.
It was pretty darn good.
He
Kellen.
got
It was
schooled.
If you want to
pretty
argue
hard.
about, if you want to hear us arguing about
think this
how
discussion-
crappy Into the Woods is,
Okay, now listen. Okay, we're not going to go there. But the point is that I think that I think that there's a lot more discussion to be had on the particular topics that you gents covered, and I think it's only fair that you release the video. Doesn't matter if Cowan got totally aced. It's fine. The video's fine the way it is. It's good. Just
I
leave
think
it.
so.
and
okay.
open
Here's
it
all
up.
He's gonna edit it before
here's
he
all I
releases
have to
it.
say about Into the Woods. Just let me say my
we go.
piece. Yes, you have your headphones on. There's a scene where Little Red Riding Hood, who's never shown any sense of like caring about other people up to this point, suddenly feels like, oh my gosh, we have to kill a giant? I just don't know if that's right. Do we need to kill this giant who's destroyed tons of people and killed tons of people and destroyed villages and ruined our lives and won't stop unless we kill her? I just don't know what to do. And so Cinderella comes up and says, oh, Little Red Riding Hood, let me explain to you why we should. And here is her reasoning. Listen up. Here is her reasoning. After this brief freaking commercial, stupid YouTube and your freaking commercials.
Skip ad. Skip ad.
Okay. All right. It's happening. It's happening. Give me just a second.
Chick-fil-A.
All that build up. Here it is.
Someone is on your side, our side, someone else is not. While we're seeing our side, maybe we forgot.
That's it. Someone is on your side, someone else is not. That's the explanation they give for killing the giant. What a great movie. All right, I'm done.
Nate just slowly drops the headphones. We'll let the ignorance wash over him, collect his thoughts, and come back.
You can't argue with that, Nate. You can't argue with that.
I'm sorry. There was just a little neuron in my head that just kind of popped right out there. The very fact that you are trying to find.
Let me make a comparison of maybe what's going on in your head right now. When people take a passage in the Bible and say, "See, God said, if money's the root of all evil, it's money." Wait a second. You didn't get that in context. You didn't get that in the whole freaking show, Cowan. Context. Oh,
no,
look,
that
just
was,
watch the
that
video.
was valid. If you watch the movie, you will see that I am right.
Look, a man's whole justification on not liking a musical theater piece is because they didn't explicitly show the giant destroying a village. We really don't have anything to. We really don't have anything to talk about after
point.
that.
If you're watching
we really
a movie,
don't have anything to talk about
if
after
you're
that
watching
point.
a movie
After
where a giant
that
destroys a village, freaking show the giant destroying
Cowan,
the village.
I'm sorry.
head
I'm
hurts.
sorry if this musical didn't have flying sharks or Windows
Birds carrying
Windows
disease.
3.1 bird screensavers. But the point is,
Way to make references nobody knows what you're talking about.
Look, Cowan, look. You know what? I gotta say straight out. It's not your
Reeled
fault.
him in.
No, it's not your fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your fault that when it comes to, serious movies and plays and musicals and stuff like that, you have the depth of a Toys R Us kiddie pool. That's not your fault. Okay? Don't worry about it. Just let the people who appreciate all that stuff.
Yeah,
we can go about our
Right, that was a
business.
deep movie.
Subtext, Cowan. Subtext.
Yeah. 'Cause
Wikipedia.
I like my shower
That was a
speaker.
real deep movie. Their characters were so not two-dimensional. All right, so this week we're talking
That's
about...
your third nipple.
You're welcome, Christopher. Sorry.
Thank you guys for making references our audio listeners will never understand.
Oh, well.
Squirrel.
All right, so this week we're talking about... guys, today that we're recording this is April Fool's Day.
No, it's not.
What?
April Fool's. So it's the
The extent.
So we decided to think, obviously this episode's being released the day after April Fool's, but it's never too soon to start thinking and preparing.
What? For what?
For the next April Fool's.
Oh,
Day.
okay. Yeah.
So we decided we would help you out by coming up with some inappropriate April Fool's pranks, and I put it out to the Break Room Studios Pop Mockers audience community and said, what are some ideas you have for inappropriate April Fool's pranks?
They never disappoint.
And they did this week. They had nothing.
Oh, really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
April Fool's.
Ah.
So
You can tell how much we cherish that concept.
yeah. So I put it out to the group, and if you are not a part of that group, you should join. Facebook.com/Brooks.
Brooks.
Brooks?
Brooks and Brooks.
Now you have to create that page.
Speaking of synapses not working right.
That was horrible. Jake.
Facebook.com. Screw it. So I
Go
asked
on the website and go
So
on
I asked
Facebook and see if
them.
you can find
Look
it.
up Pop Mockers.
You're on your own.
Break Room Studios.
Poop mookers. I said, we're going to talk about our ideas for completely inappropriate April Fool's pranks. What are your ideas? And Nick thought of a great one. Apparently, it's one somebody actually tried, which is this guy sets up cameras, and then he pretended to throw his toddler son from a balcony in front of his horrified wife.
Oh my!
That's
Apparently, he was
dude, you were
playing with the toddler.
Dude, that is ballsy.
And then quickly switched it out for a dummy or something dressed the same.
Oh, you've got
And then
to be kidding me!
Pretended and threw it from the balcony, and horrified the wife. So
wow.
Oh,
I think that
my
pretty much qualifies as a
gosh.
completely inappropriate.
A bit.
Pretty sure my wife would
Wow.
leave me.
My wife
if I
would
did
leave.
that.
My wife would leave me.
You'll
Yeah.
be making
Be like-
child.
we would
support
be in
payments.
counseling that
yeah.
day.
Yep.
Christopher Battle says marriage proposal, which is really a fancy way to disguise breaking up. Get down on one knee and ask her,
That's funny.
will you never see me again? We are through. Then drop the wedding ring box like a rapper drops a microphone, and the box, of course, will have the bill for the elaborate dinner you just ate. Boom. That's
Boom.
good.
Wow.
Mic drop.
Let's see. Act like the family pet died, and then when it returns, tell the children it is a zombie and that they should be scared of it. Another one from Christopher Battles. Here's
That's
a good
an
one.
actual story. Did you know that?
Is that a real thing?
A guy
What's that?
buried his cat, and 5 days later, the cat found its way back
Get out of
into
here!
the house. Yeah, like all
With
kind
only
of
8
mangled.
more lives to spare.
Yeah, the cat
cat.
dug itself out of the
So
grave.
he grabbed his shovel and finished the job.
No.
He believed it
I'm
was.
not going through
He
that
believed
again.
it was an undead cat.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He said, tell someone who has not seen Star Wars that the prequels are the best way to get into the series.
Oh, God.
Hey, Quant, you haven't seen Star Wars. You should really start with the prequels.
Yeah, you really should.
Yeah.
Check that
Watch
out,
The Phantom
man.
Menace like
Okay.
3 or 4 times.
Really?
Yeah, before you
really
watch any
prep.
of the other ones.
I'll write that down.
Move
right now.
everything out of the house before the teenager comes home and turn off all cell phones.
Wait, read that again.
Move everything out of the house before the teenager comes home and turn off all cell phones.
That reminds me.
the
What was it?
teenager comes
What's that old cartoon? It was either Tom and Jerry or something like that, where they're the two mice and they're always pranking the cat. And there's the one time where they took all the living room furniture and nailed it to the ceiling, and so the cat wakes up from his nap and he's trying to grab onto the ceiling because he thinks the whole living room is, and he keeps falling.
Those 80s cartoons had some good pranks. I would just it's slight, it's a tad bit of an offshoot, but it still follows along the whole prank thing. My son and I were watching that Donald Duck cartoon where his nephews were just the biggest jerks.
Oh,
in
yeah.
history.
No wonder Donald
He had it coming.
No, that's
Donald
true.
had
No,
that
I
temper.
forgot. I forgot how dark.
He's
the one-
actually like an abusive.
It is true.
caretaker.
Verbally
I forgot the
Yeah.
one where they all go up onto this cabin, and they seize the opportunity to make him think he's dead, like he's gotten crushed by a boulder, and they like put him on this hay bale, and they put like wings on him and a halo, and he's like unconscious, and they wake him up, and they wheel him up in the sky, and they make it look like he's totally crushed by a boulder. I'm like, this
Nice.
is dark. This is
awesome.
But they were good at pranks. Those nephews.
Francisco Ruiz says duct tape a rattle to the tail of a non-venomous snake and leave it in a public restroom. You know what would make that even more inappropriate?
Do a venomous.
Do an actual venomous
Yeah, I'm
snake.
thinking like a
venomous.
cobra,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
Mamba.
Let's see. Invite friends and strangers over to your house and add
And stab 'em.
slow-acting
Wait, what?
laxatives to the last slice of pizza. Should kick in when people are driving home.
Oh, that's okay.
good.
To time it when it's the worst possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that's cold.
Let's see here. Brett says, tell everyone you're going to wear a tux to work on April 1st. Then, on the 1st, show up to work naked. April Fools, I'm not wearing a tux. That
Or
would
you
be
could
inappropriate.
Just, you could just
I'm
show
out
up
of it.
in jeans and a t-shirt.
No,
Now I'm out of a
naked.
job.
Really drives it home.
Or maybe you'll get a raise.
Yep. Put a bomb-looking device in the youth leader's shoes before going on the mission trip. What the heck? That sounds oddly specific.
I know. Before you cross the border into Mexico, forcing them to throw him in a Mexican jail for
The
5
youth leader's
weeks.
shoes. Okay. Hair removal cream in your significant other's shampoo. Hair growing cream in your significant other's body lotion. That's from Christopher Battles. Faking death online. This is his brother's suggestion. You would act like your mom or someone is updating your site. So, like, have somebody, like, just start
Your
posting.
Facebook goes to a
Hey, guys, I hate to break it to you all, but
I hate to break it. That's how it would phrase it too.
Chris passed away.
It is with deep sadness.
His perfect body is being preserved. You know, I don't know.
We chose to
Mummified.
We bought
freeze his
500
head.
gallons of formaldehyde.
Yep. All right, so awesome stuff there, and of course, people linked to a couple other classics like, you know, what are those caramel onions instead of caramel apples? You don't know till you
Classic.
take your first bite. And some other stuff. Oh, this is a funny one. For April Fools, I posted this sign around town with my wife's number on them. Chewbacca roar contest, $100 for the best impersonation. Call, blah blah blah.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Pretty sure she had to change her phone number after it,
Hello.
especially after it went viral. Yeah, I can't do it.
Leave me alone.
What?
All right, what kind of stuff do you guys have?
Oh, I can't possibly top any of those.
Oh, they're too good. Although I have to say, my son's, this is his first year of getting into April Fools.
Oh, nice.
Did he?
And so-
Did he get into the spirit of it?
Yo, boy, so there's not a light switch in the house that I haven't gone to today that hasn't been taped in the off position. And it's so cute because he's like, hey, Dad, hey, remember how the dining room light was on last night? Yeah? Do you think maybe we should turn it on again? And earlier I had seen that he had put a piece of paper over the dining room light, so I'm not like the switch, so I shouldn't be able to see it. And I'm like,
That's hilarious.
no, I don't think so, son. I think we're fine. I think we have enough light. He's like, but Dad, I mean, you might really want to test the light and see if it turns on. Yeah, I'm good. And then I turned it on. Like, why don't you go turn on the light? No, I don't want to. So I'm sure I'll find taped light switches when I get home still.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
All right, well, I came up with a few, but it's going to be hard to compete with some of the ones our listeners came up with. So, hire somebody, like if you're hanging out with either your wife or some friends, hire, or agree with a friend that they don't know.
Okay.
So, like maybe a friend that your spouse doesn't know or recognize, and hire them to pretend to stab you. Just
like in front of
your wife. Just have them like come up with some kind of fake knife and start stabbing you, and have you can do it just like they do in the movies where there's like fake.
You have to get some blood squibs.
Yeah,
it's like that,
blood squibs, and then as soon as it stabs, it bursts out and just starts screaming.
Just make sure he's not a total idiot, so he didn't grab a real knife. It's like,
this
wow,
is actually
this is really real looking.
This is actually close to what happened recently. The parents who, in order to teach their kids not to talk to strangers, arranged a fake kidnapping.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Did you hear about that?
No.
Oh man,
not hear about
Quant,
this.
you're probably more familiar.
They're
with
probably.
that was you and your wife who did that, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that makes sense.
No, these people they found their kid talking to a stranger, and so to teach him a lesson, they they got the aunt and uncle in on
We're
this,
gonna learn them good.
and full on threw him in the back of a car in the trunk or the back seat or something like that, and drove him around, blindfolded him, took him home, scared the jeebers out of the kid, and then took it off and said, "That's why you don't talk to strangers."
Holy cow!
The CPS came out shortly thereafter. And, no, I don't.
That's full on.
They actually did it.
That's full on like Arrested Development.
That's it.
That's something Job would think was a good idea.
This one I've got one actually, Calvin. Yours kind of made me think of one on the same line of take a little bit of money, a little bit of investment, but hire some friends, dress up real nice in a suit, have somebody print off one of those big old checks and come up to your front door and say that you won Publishers Clearinghouse, and then see your family freak out and your wife.
That's awesome.
Wait a minute, we never played that.
I know. We didn't.
Everybody's entered. Yeah. Standard.
My idea was you do the kidnapping thing as a prank, but like go all out for like 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh! Keep the blindfold on. Total darkness, waterboarding the whole thing.
And then like 3 weeks later, you'd be like,
April Fools, got you! Remember this when you're talking to a therapist.
Yeah. Forge a positive test for various STDs and present to your loved one.
You may want to get checked.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a good one. Okay. Pretend having an affair when your spouse gets home.
You know what? I'm not. Yeah. Don't need to go forge that.
Just be like, hey, female, my wife ever met. Maybe one has met. We're gonna be making out when my wife gets home.
Oh, so there's
I thought you were going to play like an audio recording.
Oh, that'd be another good one. Have somebody leave a message on your machine showing your wife will find it.
Yeah. Fun explaining your way out of that one.
Yep. Yeah. Might be slightly. I don't know.
You just hired some girl. You hired some chick who's just like lying.
This is gonna be great. Oh, we're totally gonna get it.
Hey, hi.
I mean,
She came here to buy something. To sell something.
Avon, Amway. I don't know.
One of those.
The secret, I think, to a really inappropriate practical joke is commitment to it, like going all out all the way,
Of course.
and time. Because if you give away that it was a joke too soon, you're kind of like, okay, it kind of spoils it. The more you drag it out, the funnier it gets.
Sure.
So here's what you do. You get a divorce. Full-on divorce. And then wait till next April Fools to reveal that it was all just a joke. April Fools. yeah.
my
Wow,
God.
that's commitment.
Yeah, no, have fun breaking up the relationship with
That's
your new
commitment.
boyfriend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what I had. You guys.
Did
you guys got
did
any
you
other
see
gems?
the? I have one of my own, but did you did you see the video where the guy's got to be like 19 or 20, something like that. He works for like one of those Monster energy drink sort of things, and I guess he had access to a lot of the inventory or something. And so
At his parents' house?
he lived it with he lived at his parents' house, and he his mom was always just like yelling at him to because he'd leave these cans of Monster or whatever it is kind of throughout the house just because he was drinking them and his friends came over and drank them and stuff like that. So while they're out of town, he hires his friends to bring cases upon cases, and they just fill the house with them. The entire house, like wall to wall.
What the heck?
The parents were coming
energy.
back, and
Yeah.
there was like a party or like some big event was happening at the house the next day.
I think so, yeah.
And they walked through the door and just wigged out.
Well, no, and it wasn't even the dad. The dad just kind of
the
like,
mother.
Oh, man, the mother is like she's like having an aneurysm,
Like
she is crying,
Oh my gosh.
hysterically.
This is on video
crying.
somewhere?
Yeah.
Yes, this is on video.
yeah.
Nice.
And she's just like, I can't believe he did this. I can't believe he did
And let's
this.
say she just doesn't hold back in the
And
language department.
Oh
either.
no!
She's,
It definitely wouldn't be good. But and then he finally comes in saying, it's a surprise, and she is livid. Like she's like, you are out of the house. You are out of that. Like she like kicks him out of the house. She's
Yeah.
so ticked
Yeah,
off,
yeah, yeah.
and like she's so hurt by this like
That is
prank.
crazy.
It's like that's one that went awry right there.
Whoops.
So,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, that is funny. All right, well, we are definitely out of time for this episode of Pop Mockers. Thank you so much for joining us. You know what? Check us out at popmockers.com/57. You can find the show notes and any links we mentioned there. You have a great week. We will catch you next time.
I hope you enjoyed our show. For more entertaining and thought-provoking podcasts, check out breakroomstudios.com. Break Room Studios. We make fun.